Hola, amigos. It's the NRW Nerds Rule the World back for another week of entertainment picks. And joining me, as always, is my pal, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
I'm good, I think. Coming off of a cold. I had a really bad cold this weekend, so if I
Oh,
sound
yeah.
funny, yeah,
You
yeah,
kind of nasally a little bit, but
a
you
little
sound
bit.
all right. So what were you up to as we do? You know how we talk about what we've been watching? Because I got a particular show that I really am gonna heavily promote and throw at you that we didn't cover, and I feel bad that we didn't. By the way, I wish I would have noticed this earlier. I'm now cognizant of it because I did do an interview last week that will be dropping this week, tied with it. But girl, I'm like mad that I didn't promote this earlier because it deserves a lot of love. But before I tell you
hmm
about mine, what about you? What have you been watching?
Um, so we've been primarily still watching anime, catching up on some stuff that we've been missing out on. My Hero, we're still watching. We watched but with it, I finally watched New Avengers. I did watch New Avengers. Uh,
Thunderbolts,
then I watched Thunderbolts. Um,
the best
uh,
soccer team in whatever county that was.
Yeah, yeah,
There was
the
a
the
tire
best little
company
league
that helped promote it.
soccer company. Yep, yep, yep. No, it was a plumbing company. It was plumbing company.
Plum, plum.
Electricity. No, electricity. It was electricity. Whatever. But it was one of those where it was a lot of fun. I do have some concerns that I think I made pretty clear on the interwebs. Um,
We haven't done a
as a
review yet,
as
so we may need to do that and throw that up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As always, if for those of you who did not know, who don't follow me or QP, or you should be because that's what you're all here for. But uh, in over the past 6 or so months, QP and I have added a portion to our reviews, and I'm not sure if you have done it with others just yet, but where we talk about if a film is worth your money and your time, because both of those are important when it comes to seeing a film. We do believe that you should support films in every way you can, but it's your money and it's your time and it's your ability and it's what you can do. And I think that Thunderbolts was a perfect example. A lot of movie theaters, just to say, are getting rid of the matinee. Matinees were really important for families and for people who are on steady, stationary, not stationary, uh, stabilized like pay. So it was really important to have those. They were discounted rates. My husband and I usually, it's also good for students. My husband and I would regularly go because we are students. We are full-time employees and full-time students. So going on a Sunday morning is just the best time for us to go whenever I'm not at a screening with KAYFABEYBABY, of course. Um, and there wasn't any. It was $50 for two people to see an IMAX film. And yes, in the example, I did provide an IMAX example to all the men out there who had to tell me what I was doing. But for, yeah, no. But
Yeah, I can't
it,
speak for the rest of the men. They're terrible.
it's,
Well, I've said it enough.
thank you for mansplaining exactly what I was demonstrating. I appreciate all of you very much. But it's one of those where, yes, I did use an IMAX example, but the regular showing was $30 plus a $5 fee. $30 is a lot of money for some people, and that can be. So we want to make sure that everything we are suggesting to you is worth the way you are watching it. So if it's just worth a stream, we will tell you. If it's absolutely worth going to a movie theater, which I'm not saying Thunderbolts wasn't. Got to watch the review for that. We want to make sure that you're aware of it. And other than that, I'm also kind of concerned about some AI usage and some art at the end. But Kuyapi and I can talk about that later. Other than that, I'm most of the stuff is stuff we were watching, good or bad, for interviews and other things. Please check the channel for all of those interviews. I've done a lot for the channel lately. I'm very lucky, but I'm also very tired. What about
You
you,
have been
QP?
picking up the load, madam, and I appreciate you so much for that, keeping us alive. So, Heather, you got Netflix, right?
Yeah.
You do have the Netflix.
For
There's a
now.
series on there. It's 8 episodes, easy to binge. It's called The Residents.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Yes, Uza Adoba. I'm probably messing up her name, brutalizing it. My man from what's his name? Asian brother. I love him, and we've interviewed him 3 times on the NRW. Oh my god. But he's in it. It's an amazing ensemble cast, but it's a comedy thriller mystery whodunit. in the vein of Clue. It's based on a book, and the house usher of the White House is killed, and so now the world's greatest detective is called in to help solve the mystery, and it is just the best TV. It's Shonda Land, her production company. The art design, the music, the acting, the camera work, everything is just award worthy. It'll probably be one of my picks come award season later on. Just the best TV series I've watched this year.
Okay.
And I'm so upset I didn't promote it earlier. It dropped in March, I think like March 24th with all episodes. And I'm a couple months late. I was hearing some buzz. I know it was like #1 on Netflix for quite a bit. But because I interviewed one of the cast members, Mel Rodriguez, who you know from Last Man on Earth, he's been a character actor for decades and just one of the best. When you see him, you know him. He's like a teddy bear, a human teddy bear. I love him. He's a great guy. But yeah, I interviewed him because of his part within the show. And yeah, after I watched like the first couple episodes, I binged it all. And then over the weekend, I got my wife and daughter on it. And they're like, this is the best series ever. They're in love with it. And we're all demanding like a season 2, even though this was based on a book and it was only for this first season. Like, you can use this character of Uza Adoba's character. And I'm brutalizing her name. And I still feel so bad about it. But she is amazing. And just everything about this series is just the best. And I highly, 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 highly recommend The Residents. I'm actually going to talk about it on WTOP. I'm going to sneak it in and be like, hey, you know, because there's not much dropping this week. You know, there's a lot of
next week.
You know, next week is the big week, which is crazy. But this week, there's not too many big drops. And so I'm going to sneak it in there as like, if you miss this on Netflix, you're going to be upset. This is your new favorite series. Highly recommend The Residents, Heather, when you get a chance.
You know, it's speaking of worth and cost, it's really unfortunate that Netflix has like these powerhouse shows like that. And we are lucky enough. We are lucky enough to watch series whether they're released or not. To actually get to, there are several shows and films that we've watched and we're like, where the did this come from? Like,
yeah.
Well, I think Better Man was one of them. Like, you watched it ahead of time, but I couldn't watch it until like 3 weeks later, and both of us were like, why the fuck was this not advertised? Like, so, but anyway, talking about Netflix has some great documentaries. They have some great shows. The thing is that they're very sporadic when they're released.
Yeah.
They don't get continued, which is the bigger problem.
Yeah.
And I think they just announced yet another price increase. So it's like, I want to support you, Netflix, honey bunches, especially since y'all are very nice to us. Y'all really like us and we appreciate it. But at some point, nobody's going to be able to afford you but the upper 1.5%. I'm going to warn you right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I yeah. And like we're saying, they don't exactly renew shows like that. So
yeah, that's the problem.
Fingers crossed. The Residents is a show that demands it. When you see it, you'll understand. Just a brilliant show. I love it. So yeah, recommend that. But we got some shows and no, not shows. It's all actually, I do have a show. I have a new show that I'm also a fan of that I decided to check out because you and I love us some Skarsgårds, right? We love us.
We do love a good Skarsgård.
There's a new Skarsgård show coming to Apple TV, Heather. So yeah, I had to go check it out, and I'm a fan. First 2 episodes dropping this week. But we have some other films coming to the screen this week. So let's get to these picks if you're ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Well, we have a friendship, Heather. And A24 is dropping a film about friendship, adult friendship. It's in limited release. It's in DC theaters this week, as well as New York and LA. New York and LA had their drop last week. We're getting it in DC this week, and then it's hitting nationwide next week. So I'm gonna promote it this week because next week is the big week with Mission Impossible and, you know, Lilo and Stitch, you know, those small films. So
little films.
We're gonna promote friendship here on H24, dropping this week. Let's check out the trailer.
I can't hear anything. Hold on. Time out.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
Honey, the new neighbor invited you over for a drink at 8 tonight. I said you'd go.
You don't know my schedule.
You sit there every night. Might be nice to have a pal, you know, a bud.
Hey guys, this is my neighbor Craig. He's the best. I was just spiraling. I mean,
Always a good Craig. You always need a good Craig.
I'm just
No,
unfair. Sheila's lucky to have a dad like you.
Boy, you should know that I've got you on my mind, your secret admirer. I've been watching you at night. I think of you. I want to be your baby.
If your game is on, give me a call, boo. If your love is strong,
I can see the future. It's full of pals. I'm on the edge of life, and the view is gorgeous.
Look, we had a couple of really nice hangs, but I think it best that we go our separate ways. I don't wish to continue this friendship.
You all accepted me way too fast. You can't do that. You made me feel too free. People need rules.
You should be dead, you psycho! Who are you?
Give me a second chance. Get to know me. There's a new Marvel out that's supposed to be nuts. We should go see that.
All right, there you go. Friendship in theaters in DC this week, in New York and LA, nationwide, May 23rd. I think, did we do the reaction to this one together?
No, I think I
Okay.
thought
Might have been
no,
the
we
other-
didn't.
Okay.
Could have been.
Well, what do you think of Friendship, Heather?
You
the
had
trailer.
two very different. You had two different statements there. The first response was a total nightmare, and then all of the others were the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like that does not mesh, but okay. I love a good dark comedy though. I love so, and you know, Paul Rudd is he has everyone's heart. He's one of those people where if you don't like Paul Rudd, you're not a good human. I don't care. You're just not a good human. Just look at what he did during COVID. Look at the things he did during COVID and be like, okay, he's one of the best humans on this planet. All right. He also ages backwards. I think the mustache is supposed to help him like appear older than he is. We know he's 18. He's aging the opposite direction. But with that being said, this looks like fun, and you should always have a Craig in your home. You should always have a Craig in your home, in your circle. Not in your home, but in your circle, there should always be a good Craig there.
Yeah. As of this recording, I saw it last night, y'all, and I'm gonna hold my thoughts. I won't get too deep on it. I'm gonna hopefully have a review up once more of my other critic friends see it. But all of them were at Mission Impossible, so it's gonna be a little bit before I can have my full review out there because everybody was busy. Because I need to talk about this film. That's maybe a positive or negative. I will say there were a lot of people it was limited press screening with a lot of people that were fans that got, you know, like Fandango, whatever they do, like early for fans and stuff. So there was like some, I guess, real fans of these comedians, especially Tim Robinson, who's the lead in this opposite.
I love him.
Rudd.
He's great.
So are you familiar with Robinson?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his stand-up. Like he plays a lot of background characters, like a lot of side characters right now.
That's where I know him from.
But it's one of those where he's a funny guy. He's one of those guys that looks funny and he plays up to his funniness. Yeah. And you know, and I mean that I don't judge people from the way they look. I mean, look at me. How could I judge? But
Same.
It's one of those but it's one of those where it's he owns up to how he looks, and it's kind of part of his act. So I like it. I like him. I think he's kind of one of those honest funny guys. So
yeah, definitely. So I think there was a lot of his fans in attendance last night because people were dying laughing before certain things even just started. And I'm like, am I not high enough right now? Because I understand the humor and I get his humor, but like people were dying. And I'm just like, why am I not dying right now? And I don't know. So that'll be my review. We'll get into it, but people had a good time, and I always love when people have a good time. And I don't take that into like my own stuff for my own review. I just want to be a part of the party. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I didn't feel as part of the parties that as much last night screening it. But my thoughts will be in the review. But I'm happy that if you're a Tim Robinson fan, I think Andrew D. Young was the writer director. You get that. Paul Rudd has some great moments. Those people will be really happy with this film. And I'm an A24 stan. Y'all know this. I love A24. So yeah, review coming soon. But yeah, if you're a Tim Robinson fan, I'll just say that Andrew D. Young fan, you'll quite enjoy this. And it's a different, interesting take on adult friendship, which is kind of difficult for us adults. I'll say that as an adult. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Having relationships and trying to be the best friend that you can when you also well, for me, I'm also being a family man and all the other goals I'm trying to do. It's crazy. Anyway, so I love that we have a film that's talking on that subject. So I want to add that as well. So Friendship, in limited release in DC this week, full-blown nationwide May 23rd from A24. Next up, coming this week, is a film opening cold, which is surprising for some of my other critic friends and myself, because we've actually heard from those that seen it that there's some buzz on it. That's pretty decent, but you always kind of wonder, though, when you open cold and you're not showing it. So we'll see. Let me get some thoughts from Heather on Final Destination Bloodlines.
You're not gonna do we did do the original on.
Drinks all around.
I don't see it. I didn't see this.
Family.
This is a new one. Yeah.
Just gotta love the one you got.
Yes, I'll get spoiled.
I always knew this day would come.
I got it.
I don't think you got it.
That's a scary thing.
Yeah, I'm not.
Glass.
This is the one that my husband and I watched, and I'm just.
Charlie, get up here.
He's a relentless son of a bitch. Won't stop till he finishes the job. Death is coming for our family.
I said,
Let the cringe fest begin.
Grandma, what's happening to us? Years ago, I had a premonition that started it all. I saw what death was about to do. I saved a lot of lives that night.
Everyone needs to get off the dance floor!
Lives that were never meant to be saved. But death doesn't like it when you mess with his plans. This book, it will show you everything you need to know to keep our family safe.
It all started with Grandma. Death is coming for us because we were never supposed to exist. Watch out!
Only by embracing death will it pass you by.
Maybe death's not actually coming for our family. Because that would be crazy.
Good luck.
Yeah. I think this was his last. No, this was his second to last film. I learned that I looked at his filmography right when this is the trailer my husband watched with me. Not the one with the piercings that made my entire body hurt.
Yeah, that's the one we saw. Okay. So, what do you think about this one, Heather?
To talk about it in relation to cat stretch, big cat stretch. To talk about it in relationship to why it might be cold. Final Destination has a very, very a strong cult following, so I don't think they necessarily need to have press. That's the big thing. It's so my opinion is of it why it is doing a cold open versus like other films with WB that have cold opens or very limited opens. Specifically thinking of certain previous DC films. I think the main reason, I don't think it's the same. I think that this is because they don't need it. This is a standard franchise that doesn't make the best films. Like, the movies aren't super amazing, but they're fun, and they keep you on the edge of your seat, and you know what you're going to get. And unless the director completely changes everything about the very, very standard formula, it's going to be a gotcha film. People are going to go to it no matter what. So I think that's the big thing. And this is, of course, supposed to complete the storyline, finish it up, bring in the loop of the entire franchise. So I'm excited for it. Final Destination is not a film I like seeing in theaters. As y'all know, I love horror. I absolutely love it, but I jump at everything. And Final Destination is
you'll be all over the place.
Yes, they are intentionally a jump fest. And so this will be a film that I will be watching. I'm sure my husband will want to go see it in theaters, but I will probably let him do it by himself, and then I will watch it when it hits streaming, to be quite honest, because I become a menace, and that's something I don't want to interrupt other people because I am a menace, even though I'm having fun. So with that being said, KP, what about you?
Respect. I want to see it. I really want to see it. I was, I was hoping we would see it, but I guess, and the positive word from critics that did see it, because there was some press interviews that went down with it. So they got a chance to see it. It's positive. So looking forward to it. It's a jump fest, like you said. I may have to go to the theater this weekend and see it. I don't know, depending on what time I have. But I'm looking forward to it. And, I don't expect, Shakespeare.
No,
but it's exactly what it is, and I love what it is. I'm a fan of the series. So,
and yeah, unless you, and my one and only complaint about this, and you actually saw this as the film franchise went on, was the inundation in CGI. So I'm very concerned that this is that is the only problem that I see to the very, very simple formula that they have created, is that they over CGI it. So I won't deny I do have some concerns because of where technology is today versus where the franchise started. But at the same time, it's unless something grandiose happens that deviates, it should be pretty simple. But you and my husband are going on a boy date next week with Mission Impossible, so maybe I should go on a boy date with Final Destination too, because I'll be out of town. So
all right, we'll see. But so excited about that. Let's hurry up tomorrow, Heather, because the next film dropping this week from Lionsgate is Hurry Up Tomorrow. Let's go.
Your wife. I hope you celebrated her big time for Mother's Day, because she does not deserve the type of dad jokes that you put out there.
Death is nothing at all. It does not kill. Everything remains exactly how it was. Whatever we were to each other, we are still.
Call me by the old
familiar name.
Stop self-doubt, you're fucking invincible.
I know this is all really intense, but I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm really sorry about this. I really am.
What the fuck is going on?
Hello?
Call me by the old familiar name.
There we go. Hurry up tomorrow. The Weekend, if y'all aren't familiar, Isabel Tesfaye, aka The Weekend. His debut in a film.
Yeah, this is for his. I think he's done other films, but I think this is his first main. Like I think he's done like random cameos and stuff like that. I think.
Okay. So what do you think
Um,
of this very artistic film, Heather?
it's if you and I did do the react to this film, and
Yeah.
my two big takeaways. One, and I love her to death. I'm excited for Wednesday season 2. I'm excited. I love Jenna Ortega, but y'all, there's other incredibly talented women actors out there. Hispanic women actors is amazing. You don't not just need her. Like that's still my statement. And I think that the only reason I said it during that is we also had like 2 other movies with her in it that week.
Yeah.
I was just like, but I like she is a phenomenal actress. So I don't want to like push it too hard. But I said it then and I'm gonna say it now. This looks like Misery. It looks like a really artsy, smartsy modern day Misery.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying that it's somewhere in between and I don't know what to say. Like it looks like a really artsy Misery. I love Misery. It's a great film. Do I need an over artsy version of it featuring The Weeknd? I don't know.
What do you think of
I
Barry
don't
Cohen?
know.
Cohen.
I mean,
yeah.
He's phenomenal. He's incredible. Another actor that might be being overused a little bit too much lately. He gets nominated for an Oscar, and then all of a sudden you just can't get rid of him. I'm kidding. He is a phenomenal actor. Well, and I don't want to dismiss both of them. It's just there are others. There's amazing talent out there.
Yeah.
Break out. Find someone. You will find them. There is amazing talent. But he also plays like the weird very well.
Yes.
Like Jenna Ortega plays the dark really well.
Yes.
Not so much the weird. Like that's one of my big takeaways from Wednesday is she didn't play weird. She was playing just like this dark Wednesday. Like the weird didn't hit, but Barry plays fucking weird real fucking well. So if anything, I think that if anything, he's going to have his A game in this film, no matter what.
Yeah. So as of this recording, y'all, I am now set up to screen it. It is still opening cold for press, but your boy put in some. Hey, I want to talk about it on the radio, which
he schmoozed. He schmoozed.
So I scored myself a ticket for as of this recording tomorrow. So I'll have some thoughts. But having watched that trailer, Heather, and when I set that up and I was like looking at some of the stuff when I did book the screening for tomorrow, I actually have a little bit of the synopsis that I didn't get from when we, saw the other stuff. So I now know what Jenna and Barry Cohen are in the film. Makes it a little bit more interesting. And then having watched that trailer again, now I notice what they're saying. I'll say I understand why you think Jenna looks like a Misery because that's what it looks like, and that's what I also thought as well when we first saw the trailer. But it's not, as a sidebar. It's something different, but it's interesting, and I'm curious how it's all going to play out. It could all be bad. It could all be good. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find out. But I'm a little bit more intrigued now, and so yeah, it looks very artsy. Could be too over artsy and indulgent for its own good. Heather and I know very well on how certain people can be that way with their films as of late, as of today.
Literally today.
But hurry up tomorrow. Stay tuned for review. You'll definitely get my thoughts as always when I come out of a theater seeing a film. Look for that on the NRW. I'll have my initial thoughts and then probably a full review for that. But it looks interesting. Very artistic, and I'm with it. But my top pick this week, Heather, is that Skarsgård joint that I talked about earlier. It kind of came out of nowhere for me when I decided to check it out. And I was like, hold up, it's dropping this week. I got to promote it this week because all the other films, again, Final Destination and Hurry Up Tomorrow, those are your big theater tentpole production studios that are dropping, but they opened cold. Friendship, again, is getting a DC release, but it's not nationwide till next week. So I saw this and I'm like, I got to give some streaming love. And plus, again, as Heather stated earlier, it's difficult for people to pay those big budget tickets out there, you know, for just 2 hours a time. If you're already paying for the streaming service, check out these awesome things that are on those streaming services. If you're paying for those, also absorbent streaming services as well. That's also costly. But if you're already paying for it, these are something you can look out for. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, like I was saying, The Residence on Netflix. If you got that Netflix subscription, check that out. But now, if you have Apple TV, check out Murderbot. Let's check out Murderbot, Heather, with Skarsgård.
I wanted to ask for the screeners for this. Apple, we appreciate you for giving us the screeners whenever we ask. Y'all are wonderful.
So go ahead and do that later, Heather. You're gonna want to after this, because that's what I did.
I am a security unit, or
Also, Fountain of Youth.
I was built to protect and obey humans, and humans are idiots. But now that I've hacked my programming, I can do whatever I want, as long as they don't find out.
Now, let's talk.
He doesn't like to do his own face on anything.
To take on the
He
mission.
really doesn't.
This is the newest model available.
What's the one behind it?
That's a refurbished model.
Oh, look at that piece of crap. Oh, wait, that's me.
Which one's the least expensive? That one. But you get what you pay for.
True.
Wouldn't be so creepy if it didn't stand so still. Shh, you can hear us.
I can't.
I could. I just didn't care. I was watching the entertainment channels on the company's satellites. I've watched 7,532 hours of content. Shows like The Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon.
Did you sleep with that bot?
Stars,
Oh my God.
What now? Run! Stay calm. It'll be okay.
I didn't know it has a face.
Yeah, it's kind of a sweet face.
Stop staring at me.
I wasn't. Stop staring at me.
I have been noticing some anomalies with the sec unit.
The most
And when I
busiest
plugged
man in
into its
Hollywood.
system,
Holy
the
shit.
unit was already rogue. It calls itself Murderbot. How's private? It's a killing machine.
Murderbot?
Can you stop calling it Murderbot? It's terrifying.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it calls itself, so I am just being respectfful.
Do you think we can trust it?
It seems like it's going through something.
Fountain of Youth right at the top.
Contact.
Nice, Apple. Nice, Apple. We know you're listening.
What the hell? You could have killed me.
There was a chance, yes. But everything turned out fine.
All right, Heather, you gotta put that request in. I did.
Yeah, I do.
The first 2 episodes are dropping this week. They're only like 30 minutes episode, and I think there's only like 8 episodes. What is the whole season? I'm not quite sure, but I watched already the first 4 already. I dig it, and it's sci-fi, it's comedy. He just wants to watch his program. He just wants to watch his TV shows. But he's got to help these scientists that are trying to, you know, expand out the people and everything and do their work. And he just wants to do his thing, and he's got to end up protecting them. But he's also got sentience, and he thinks about killing them. It's awesome. It's good blend of sci-fi, drama, comedy. It's fun. Murderbot, first 2 episodes this week. What do you think, Heather?
I've said this a couple times. We never want to bow down to any oligarch at all. Tim Cook, looking at you, especially if you decided to break away from your own people and donate unnecessarily. But with that being said, we've said on the channel a couple times that Apple TV consistently has some of the best television out there. They consistently put out really good content. If you have not watched Ted Lasso, if you have not watched Shrinking, you are doing yourself a disservice. Period. Like your heart is not full. I'm saying that. So I love Apple TV. I've been really lucky with the channel. I think I've done like 20 or 30 interviews for Apple TV. Just me, and I know you've done a bunch too. Yeah. With that being said, it's I no matter what I say, it's a Skarsgård. I've also said this. The Skarsgårds have decided to take like 99.9% of the talent for themselves. Don't appreciate it because there are other people out there. Let other people have some of the talent. But I love a good Skarsgård. We love a good Skarsgård. So Apple plus Skarsgård, I think will be good.
Definitely. Yeah. Recommend it, Heather. Go check it out. Put that bid in like I did.
I'm
working on interviews. Having watched it now, I'm like, ugh, why didn't we get like the press for it leading up to it? Because actually, I had one of my other critic friends saw it. Shout out to my man Derek Dunn, Reviews and Dunn. He actually, I think, did some interviews for it, recommended it to me, and I was like, oh shit, okay. Oh, it's dropping this week. Checked it out. I'm like, oh shit. Another oh shit. I love it. So I'm gonna work on getting us some interviews. But actually, that also reminds me, since we're talking Apple TV, like you said, all Ted Lasso, Acapulco, that was one that I did that I really enjoyed. Wondla, we did some stuff for Wondla. One that I also tuned in as well as when I was watching The Residents, The Studio with Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
I finally checked that out, binged the fuck out of that. Recommend, especially if you're a film industry cat like me. It's all about the film industry and how the inner workings and everything. Highly recommend, Heather. Go ahead and maybe let screeners know that you need to check that out as well.
I already have. I can get that one. No. It's
Studio, another great series, one of the best of the year. Shout out to Seth Rogen. The ensemble on that as well is amazeballs. Our girl Agatha, she's in it, and her and Seth are amazing together in that.
Catherine Hahn, yes,
Catherine Hahn. Shout out to Catherine Hahn. Highly recommend The Studio. Love it. Great ensemble cast, and now Murderbot. Apple TV is giving you what you want. They're proving themselves worth the subscription, I gotta say.
Yeah, they are one of the more pricey ones, especially if you do not already have Apple product. But at the same time, like, if you have Apple products and you're already paying the subscription fees that you have to pay to have the damn phones, use and abuse your Apple TV stuff, because I mean, I'm not even kidding. After Party, like, you got, you have Godzilla, you have heartwarming stuff, you have sci-fi, like, and you have a lot of great animated stuff on there. Like, once again, we don't want to kiss the feet of anybody, because especially those who decide to just hand over money to an oligarch who is pretending that he's a president while he actively destroys our economy. But we also want to give props. Like, Apple TV has been consistently putting out really great content, and they don't cancel it like Netflix.
Well said, Heather.
Sorry, didn't mean to put that extra push in there, but they don't.
Agreed. So yeah, wow, yeah. When we're thinking about it, we've covered a lot, and they are putting out some great projects. So just shout out.
They really are. Them at MGM Plus too lately. Like, what's going on with them all of a sudden coming out? We're watching you.
All right, so the picks this week, we got Friendship, we got Final Destination Bloodlines, Hurry Up Tomorrow, and Murderbot. And there's actually a Breed Apart.
Final Destination. You missed Final Destination.
Picks. What'd you say?
You didn't put a Final Destination in that list.
I did. I said Friendship, Final Destination Bloodlines, Hurry Up Tomorrow, Murderbot, and there's also a Breed Apart that I didn't include in there, but as of today, actually right before we got going, we're recording, Heather and I interviewed one of the actors on A Breed Apart, and I'll have another interview with another one of the cast members. And I think I'm going to get Heather to do a reaction right now before we do our other recording. So you'll see that, because Heather doesn't like things with dogs or just animal.
No.
But I need to see Heather's reaction to this. And then we'll see. There might be more content. So check that out. That's coming to theaters on demand digital this week. And check out my interview with some of the actors that are on there. But those are our picks. What do you think, Heather? Where do we stand?
I think this week is a pretty solid week. We have some fun stuff this week. Like, sometimes you just need a fun week. Even once again, I'm going to see Final Destination at home because I know myself when I watch. I'm still very excited for that film, even if I'm not watching it right away. So.
All right, there you go. And I'll probably be checking it out more than likely. Oh, I'm going to be checking out Hurry Up Tomorrow. Look for those thoughts for that. And then all the other reviews that will come from off of all of those things. So there you go. Those are picks. Heather Hurt, Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World, y'all.